Yo, what's going on guys, Arekkz here and welcome back to another Monster Hunter Generations video and another episode of Mix Set Monday. So last week we took a look at a light bowgun set, perfect for subquesting a Cantor and Eucanlos, so if you guys are looking for some parts really quickly, then definitely check that one out. It uses the Metroid arm cannon, but this week we're taking a look at a really interesting set. Now, one of the things I do want to say just to begin with is that my intention with this series, Mix Set Monday, is not always just to go for those absolute maximum insane DPS sets. You know, there is more to Monster Hunter than just you must have these very specific skills so you can output as much DPS as humanly possible. There are many more ways to play, and one of the things I like about mix sets is that sometimes they encourage more inventive ways to play that you might not have thought about. So this week's set comes from Melf, and it's designed as the anti-snow monster set. Basically, if you're fighting things like Gammoth, Lagombi, Snow Baron, etc., then it's specifically designed to deal with them. So, if you guys do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, but let's get started. So to begin with, the set is comprised of the Gammoth Helm S, the Divine Eye Haori, the Black Belt Braces S, which are torso-up gloves, the Vikfolds S, and the Gammoth Greaves S. Now, the other thing you will need with this set, and this is probably the thing that makes it the hardest to do, is ideally you want a Cold-Blooded +5 3-slot talisman. However, as you can see, in my case, I don't actually have that. I have Cold-Blooded +5 1-slot, so in that situation, what you can do is you can sub it with a 2-slot weapon. Obviously, in an ideal world, you would much rather have the talisman simply because it gives you more freedom with your weapons, but just for illustration purposes, I threw on a 2-slot weapon so I can show you guys what this set can do. Now on top of that, you're also going to need 5 Shackle Jewel 1s, you're going to need 2 Polar Jewel 1s, and you're going to need 1 Tectonic Jewel 1. The Tectonic Jewel must go in the chest piece because you're going to be making use of Torso Up Plus to ensure you get the skill you need. So that one goes in the chest, everything else can go absolutely anywhere. And once you have that, you then have 4 skills. Tremor Resist, Negate Bind, Polar Hunter, and Razor Sharp. Now, Tremor Resist prevents staggering from tremors created by large monsters. So, for example, if you're fighting snowy monsters, then when Gammoth or Snow Baron slam on the ground, you then have Negate Bind, which negates the effects of bind statuses such as Snowman and Bubbles that impede movement. So again, typically if you're fighting a polar monster, then they have the Snowman effect, and that can be pretty dangerous. Also on top of that, you have Polar Hunter. This is a new skill that was added in Generations. This powers you up in the cold if you drink a cold drink. So instead of kind of doing the conventional thing, you drink a hot drink. If you drink a cold drink, then you actually get a power increase which equates to attack up medium. So it's actually a pretty good damage increase for simply drinking a cold drink, so that's really cool. And on top of that, you have Razor Sharp, so it halves the rate at which your weapon loses sharpness. If we jump over to the skill tree, you can see how that's distributed. Again, as you can see, the green column indicates that I'm using Torso Up, so that is precisely why the Tectonic Jewel going in there is super important. That's the only way you're going to hit that threshold. And with all of that in place, then you have this set. And as mentioned, it's a really, really cool set because one of the things that people don't do that often, everyone's so hyper-focused on having a one-set-fits-all kind of setup where you just like have this set and you use it for absolutely everything. One of the things that people don't do that often these days is spec for specific encounters, whether that be, in this case, dealing with snow monsters or dealing with thunder monsters, etc. And it's a really interesting way to play, something that is most definitely viable, but it's just something you don't see that often. So when I did see the set, I really appreciate that kind of style of play, so that is why I chose it this week. But with that said and done, that is pretty much it for this week's episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, as always, if you guys want to submit your own sets, then drop them in the comments down below. I will of course go through and pick my favourite one for next week. But of course for this week, thank you again to Melf for submitting that one. Super appreciated, and take it easy. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.